Hi, welcome to Artistry Collaborative. My name is Joanne and I am so glad you joined me today. If you're new to my channel, well, welcome. I hope you stick around, and if you see what you like, become a subscriber by hitting that subscribe button and also the bell, so every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. To my followers, to my subscribers, I just love you so much, and we are gaining. We need to do more. We need to make comments. We need to give this a thumbs up. It's so important. All right, we are in the thick of Halloween. Oh, I have had 8 absolutely fabulous, if I say so myself, DIYs. Oh, they're so much fun and so incredible. And one of the other things that I'm changing up is I think I'm going to turn it into a lifestyle video. So you're not only going to get DIYs, but you're going to get me decorating my home, decorating my yard, gardening, creating outdoor decorations, event planning. We're really going to try to switch it up and change it up and keep it more interesting for you. So I'm thinking about the name. If you have any ideas for a name, let me know. I'm thinking about My Creative Life, but I don't know if that's taken yet. Anyways, here at Artistry Collaborative, we are about inspiring everyone to be more creative in every aspect, because it is so important. And we are the home of TryLab, because all we want you to do is try. You're not supposed to compare yourself. You're not supposed to compete with anyone. It's just you and expressing your own creativity. So all right, come along and let's create these Halloween DIYs together. So I collected all the different spooky houses that Dollar Tree had, and then I took some of the what do they call this, and then put pieces behind the windows so it'll show in the window. I didn't do all the windows, and now there's 5 of them, so I started to add the lights. What I'm going to do is take this big long board and line them up like so. This is going to be for my daughter's mantle. So in order to do that, I've got to paint that, but I just wanted to show you. Now I take the lights, I kind of got to see, this is first, this is second. I'm going to have to, the board's not big enough. This I think will be in the middle, which will be the orange lights, and then these will be the bats. I'm going to put the bats in here. So this is going to be the very end house, so that's why I'm starting with that, because you want the battery pack in the back. So then I'm just taking the bats and I'm just going to take my hot glue gun, and where the wire hits the wood, I just let it sit right in the glue, and I wait, and I do both sides if I can. So I wanted to show you what the back looks like. I'll come in close so you can see all the wires. This one I duct taped the wires in addition. But now I'm going to work on the front. As I'm looking at these, I like the whole stark dark thing, but my daughter is going with an iridescent surprise theme in her office. So I thought maybe I should do the roofs a little bit different. So I have what they call dragonfly glaze, and I thought I might just do the roofs different colors. just to change it up a little bit. I'm not sure if it's going to make it spookier, but it'll definitely make it stand out a little bit more. So now I'm taking some Spanish moss, not a lot, just a little, and we're going to glue it on this board. I'm just going to lay it down. So now I'm just going to trim it a bit. Alright. So now I have all these little felt things from Dollar Tree. I also have this garland. Which I love this little guy. I was thinking having him come out the door. It kind of covers all that. So that might not work. Maybe I'll put him up here. Ooh, up here. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so like that. Put a little bit of glue, and we'll have him come out like that. Love it. Love it. Alright, so yeah, we'll put this little guy down here. I'd put a few bones. I'm going to find some figures to put in here. We have a whole set of figures that we got at Target that we definitely want to use. Oh, and I also have these clings, which of course these are for the windows, but I thought, how cool are these ghosts? Oh yeah. Get a few more bats. Adorable. So as you can see, I'm adding the trees that the Dollar Tree sell, the pumpkin scatter that they have. We got these, I think, at Dollar General last year. They had little candy bones in there. So I was going to put the whole thing, but then I realized I could just write my own rest in peace or whatever on here. Let's see. I have a black marker. Or you could write something funny. Yeah. put 1712, 1777. And then we'll put another one there. And yeah, so I'm just gathering up some stuff and putting that down. So I also thought I would cut down this tree because I didn't want them all the same size. So I cut the purple one down, and now I'm cutting the orange. And you could use these as bushes if you wanted, but I want to put this one here. Like so. And then I thought I should have a cauldron somewhere. Maybe down here. So I'm going to fill it up with these stones. And then I'm going to see if I can find some green beads. So it looks like bubbles. Some of these bones in here. I was going to put the witch's feet, but they both go in the same way, so that doesn't really help. Okay, so I just dropped all my beads all over. I'll pick those up later. These are not as green as I want, but they're different shades of green, so I think it'll work. And I'm just gonna glue those in there. I'm gonna add more to the side, so it looks like it's bubbling over. I'm going to take my feet and just clean off all those cobwebs. And there you have it. The figures we got at Target last year when they were going on clearance. So that's where they came from. And then I wanted to show you that tombstone. I actually used a sticker instead of the rest in peace. Alright, so I got this picture from Hobby Lobby at 90% off, and I'm turning it over, and we are going, I painted, well no, I did paint this black. It doesn't quite fit. This is a 12 by 12 sheet, so I'm going to put this in here, and I know there's a hole up there, but I'll put something up there, and I'm going to just put more black down here, because this is where the house is going to go. So I'm going to Mod Podge this in, and then we'll get to the next step. So I got these cutouts from the Dollar Tree, and I was going to use this because it's much more fancy, but I also wanted to add this shelf liner on it, and to do all these cutouts would be too intricate because we want to put the mesh behind it with the lights. So I'm going to use the simpler haunted house, and all I'm doing is taking a piece of this shelf liner and putting it on here, and then we will glue it on, let it dry, and then I will trim with an X-Acto knife. So this is all covered in tacky glue. Then we're going to take our piece of shelf liner, put that on there, and then we'll wait for that to dry. Okay, so this is completely dry, and now we are just going to trim along this. Might be easier with the razor or an X-Acto knife. Yeah, much easier. So I'm going to go in here and do all the windows, because we're going to cover them with that same netting that we used in the previous video. Just like we did in the last video, we're going to cut little pieces like this and put them in the window, or you could just do a whole sheet actually and cover that whole section, and I'll put that up there. So yeah, and the reason why I'm using the purple is I think it'll highlight the background really well, but it doesn't really matter. I think it's a cool thing. So we'll just put this like this, and we'll put some hot glue. And now we're going to put the ghosts in the windows, again, just like I did in the previous one. So let me get them in. Alright, so I had some extra ghosts, so we put them outside the house, but those are all set. And now, I didn't put any ghosts in the door because I want this guy to be coming out of the door. So we're going to put a little glue on him, like that. Alright. Now, I cut a crescent moon out of the, like, it's just cardstock, and that's going to go up there, and then we're going to take this witch. I have another witch. It's not on a toothpick. I don't know what I do with it, but it's going to go in here. So I'm going to glue that down. The first thing I'm going to do is put this in the background. These are the cupcake things you can get at Dollar Tree, and I've been cutting them up and using them as like background figures. So what I'm thinking of doing is having it go in the back like that. Maybe down here, I don't know. Maybe I will split this up. On this side, and then do this on this side. In here is going to be this, so you're not going to see that anyway, but I'm thinking I'm going to glue that just in the background. It's going to be hidden for the most part, but you'll be able to see it through the windows. So we're going to glue this in. You want to glue the nail side up, the screw side up, so they can change out the batteries. But I'm going to glue that in here, and then I put these two pieces. They're cut from a garden stake that I used, but you could also pile up tumbling tower blocks and do that, so that this comes off the background. Alright, so again, I'm just taking hot glue. I mean, you could use hot glue and a heavy-duty glue. One will do it permanently, and one will do it temporarily. And then this, I'm just going to use hot glue because it's just paper and wood. We're going to put that in there, like so. I want to make sure this is tucked in. And there we go. Perfect. Alright. Now we're going to do a little decorating. We're going to put some moss here. We will put in a few other these little things. I'm going to put like a, I don't know, I'm going to come up with something from over there. So let me think about this and I'll be back. Alright, so I attached this part of the bat, and what I'm going to do is glue these from this pick I got at Dollar Tree. I'm going to glue this to the back of the bat so that it covers the battery pack, but you can just flip it over to get to the batteries if you have to. So, this is unglued. Now I did want to dress it up a little bit, so I'm actually going to, this is from Dollar Tree and is sticky on the other side, but I am going to hot glue it as well. So I'm just cutting the corners at a 45-degree angle. I'm cutting at a 45-degree angle, and I'm going to glue this down around the edge. So let me do that. Alright, so that really does add a lot. And now the doorways are looking a little unfinished, so I'm going to take some puffy paint and I'm going to go around the windows and just make the outline. So I finished going around. I ended up using this glitter glue to go around the house because the puffy paint that I had just wasn't working. So the windows have puffy paint, but the house has glitter glue, which gives it a, you know, shiny, which is fine. And then I thought I'd add some shutters, so I cut up some popsicle sticks and colored them in with marker. And we're just gluing these on haphazardly, to say the least. And then just to finish it off, we're going to take a little bit of Spanish moss, just a little, and stand it up like so, and some hot glue in here, and stick it down. These little pumpkins. They're actually a, it was like a potpourri. They do smell. But I got them at like a Goodwill. So if you see them, pick them up, because I've had them for like 2 years now and they still smell, and they're just such a great addition to these little things. So I painted the wooden bats silver metallic. I'm just putting a little glue on here, and we'll put one there. We'll put one here. And we'll put another one there. And I also slid in a piece of the pick so that it looks like a tree in the back. And that's everything. Alright, I really like it. Alright, so this is a very quick and easy DIY. I bought this at Dollar General last year, and so I filled it with all kinds of beads and rocks. I happened to find these. I don't know where I got them, but they match really well. And then my sister-in-law got my daughter, we love peacock feathers, so she got her a whole bunch of real peacock feathers. So we're going to put those in here. These are the ones that are not exactly great, but they are real, so they're very cool, and they match the skeleton head, so why not? I am going to do a DIY with the rest of the good. I mean, there was a whole bunch of these, but we're going to use the good ones and make a wall hanging out of that. So I'm just putting these in here, and again, like I said, these are real, so some of them are great, some of them are not. These are the less than great ones, but I didn't really need great ones since it's for a Halloween thing. But if you have the opportunity to visit with some peacocks and get the feathers, I think this is just a really cool idea for Halloween, all year long, really. I mean, they're just so beautiful. Such a gorgeous animal. So I'm putting these in here, and it's filling up rather fast, so I'm not sure how far we're going to get with this, but look at that. That's just simply beautiful. Simply beautiful. Alright, and I cut them at different lengths. Of course, I'm having the eye of the feather leave the, face out. But this doesn't have any eye, so I'm just putting that in the background to just give it that fluffy texture. But yeah. Okay. And again, you want different levels, you want not all at the same height, not facing all the same way, bending out. This is actually going to go in my daughter's office. And then I'm going to take some of the picks from the Dollar Tree and stick those in there to give it a little more dimension. It does need some blue. I got a lot of purple, but I don't have much blue. So we'll do this. We'll do one of these. It's missing a ball of some sort, probably a black one. So, okay, small one. And then I found these this year, which I really like. I was going to use this on a wreath, but yeah, I think we may put it in here. Put some of this just to give it some blue pieces. So we're going to cut this up. And stick that in. Yeah, and that's it. Pretty wild, right? It looks like the skeleton has some freaky headdress going on. And I may just stick a few more in here and there. I mean, I have so many. It's crazy. Yeah. Alright. And that's it. So simple, so easy, and you can take it all out. I didn't glue anything in, so you can easily change this out another time. But yeah, I really like that. So as you can see, I have a ton of different picks. These, the roses with the eyeballs. So I'm using one of these, and I'm going to cut this all up, and we're going to glue it into the wreath. So I separated it, everything. I've got these berries, I've got the flowers with the eyeballs, and then just straight flowers. I've got the, what are they calling this? The branches. I've got these balls. These came on the same pick. So there's a bunch of different things. And I got these too. I haven't separated them yet. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to trim these flowers. And I am going to trim these flowers, and I'm going to put them on the wreath as background. So let me do that and I'll be back. So I have all my leaves down. I did have these 2 gray leaves that came in a bag of black pumpkins that I got from clearance last year. So I put those in there too. They're very cool. I wish I could find more. But now I'm just putting my stems in. So I've got flowers with eyes and without eyes, and I'm just trying to change it up a little bit. So let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3. So I kind of want it equally distant. And I'm just sticking these in. You can glue them in, hot glue them in. And I probably will go back and do that. But for right now, I'm just going to stick it in. And if it doesn't stick in, like if you didn't leave a part of the stem, you can always like make a hole with a pencil or a pair of scissors like this, stick it in, and then put your flower in. So now I'm going to go back and I'm going to put the flowers in. Now see, this one has like no stem at all, so I'm going to put this in here. I'm going to put some glue on here and put it right where I made that. Yeah. And again, I'm not going always on the inside. You want to do the sides. You want it to, you know, fan out. So, and again, this is like a dahlia, so I'm trying to equally put flowers around so it's not all the same all the way around. This one is probably missing the eyeball, so it's okay. It's not a big deal, but I do want to, again, keep it equal as much as I can. Now I'm just adding in these picks wherever I can. I had more of those. This has a spider on it. Like so. Now you can put the balls in too. This I think I might have to, actually I think, I love these. These remind me of Beetlejuice. Just the, you know, the stripes and all of that. They're just so cool. Not that I'm a huge Beetlejuice fan. I know there's many people who are. I love them. I got them in, I thought purple and orange too, but I don't know where those went. If you're, like, see how the styrofoam is showing, I will dab some black paint in there to clean it up so it doesn't show, because it really sticks out. And then this I'm just gluing in every which way. Basically what I do is I'm looking at where my colors are and trying to mix it up so it's not like you've got a purple next to a purple. You know, you change it up. You've got silver here, we could put some purple here, or we could even put it here if we had to. Cover up that mistake on the black wall. So we could do this. Yeah. Got another one of these. Where can I stick this? Okay, now, see, to me there's pockets here that need something. Now again, I have these, and you can definitely pull these apart. Going to glue them in. And I'm kind of tucking it under the pumpkin here so it comes out. And going to put one way, put another one going opposite way. Unfortunately, I only have, I think, just one black and one purple. So, now there were also skulls in these pics, but I didn't think I wanted them in here, but I may change my mind. Oh no. See, I've got two blacks. I should have had two purples. Huh. So I was just working on this for my daughter. We got this Hocus Pocus wreath from Michael's and their clearance. It did not have the hats or the brooms, and it was at the end of the season, so it needed a little rehab. So what I did is I added the Dollar Tree witches hats, and then I took the brooms and I cut them down, and now I added just a little chenille stem to match the broom. This one I don't have orange, so I have to add that in here. And so I wasn't going to do a video of this, so this is a little bonus, but my daughter said, you know, show people how you can update something. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm adding these, and I'm going to go get some more balls and add a few more balls. But obviously they have signs that say Hocus Pocus at Michael's and probably even Joann's. And you could do this yourself, and you could use one of the Dollar Tree ones. So I thought I would just hop on. I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. Okay, so I bought this cloche at the Target dollar spot, and I wanted to create a little scene in the cloche. So I was hoping to use, I made this many years ago. It's a Tim Holtz kit, but it's way too big, so that's not going to work. So I had this in my stash from last year. It's a candle holder, and I ripped it off of this, and I folded the bottom down, and now we are going to glue this in here. So what I'm going to do is get a couple of Jenga blocks. These are the things that come in with a canvas to go in the corners. I'm going to use these instead because it's thinner. I don't want to give it too much. So, let's see. Put some glue here, and we'll put this on there like so. And then I'm just going to repeat. Glue that in here, like so. I just want to make sure it's still big. I'm wondering if I make it. I want to put it, I mean, I can't put it up though. Nope. Alright, so we're going to just put some hot glue, and we're going to put it back here, and hold that down. Alright, so what I did is I took more of this and I laid it down and cut around it and hot glued it to the back. It's not significant on this, but it's there anyway. So I did that, and now I'm going to put the battery pack in the back, but because we have these sticks, I have to put another one here so that it lays flat. So I am doing that, and then this will go here. I'll probably Velcro that, and I'm going to wrap the wire around, and then I'm just going to glue these all around the windows. So how I do that is this wire will take the hot glue, so I just put a thing of hot glue, and then I take the silicone. This is actually a makeup spreader or something, but I use that. As you can see, it took the glue right off the spreader. Okay. And then I will just keep on going through all the windows, maybe around the edge, because it's not closed in. So I may go here. I just kind of want the lights to show in the window, not so much the wire. So I'm placing the wire all around the back of the house. Now I may cover this with a sheet of paper, or I just may like put a ghost back here. But again, you've got a lot of wire, so I'm trying to get it in the areas of the house that will not be seen, and then I'm just putting some glue and then holding it there till it stays. So this is what it looks like in the back. It's very messy. Again, if you want to cover it, you could put a piece of paper there. I'm not going to do that. Actually, maybe you could put like a big yellow moon. That might work, but I'm not going to do that. So now I want to decorate. I bought this little witch in a little shop. My daughter and I just went to Pennsylvania for the week, and I found her, and she's just adorable, so she's going to go in there. And then I have these little cutout from that kit that was Tim Holtz, and I was going to use these. I don't even know where I got them, but they're too big, so this works so much better. But I want to make a little path, so I'm taking some acrylic paint, and I'm going to paint a little pathway. Now, I could do this so many different ways. I could, and this is plastic, so I don't know how well this is going to work, but I'm sure I'm going to have to do a few coats. And then I'm going to line it with little pumpkins that, remember I told you about the little pumpkins I found. Well, I found them at the Salvation Army, but they are actually like a vase filler. So in specialty stores you might be able to find them, or probably on Amazon, I'm sure. But I'm just doing this. I'm doing it rather thick because I want it to kind of look like dirt, but the fact that it's a metallic copper just gives it a little zhuzh. Do you know that word, zhuzh? I don't know where I got it, but it's the word I'm using today. Now I'm also going to get some Spanish moss. We're going to put that down, but I'm thinking I want to put my things in place, and then put the moss down. So what I would do is I would put this right on this, and this base is plastic, so the pieces do stay. So I need to dry this and I'll be back. Okay, so this is the Spanish moss, and I just took a little piece and I'm just cutting it and cutting it and cutting it because I want it really, really fine. There isn't a lot of room on this thing, so I want it to look like it's scary and, you know, covered in this dead moss, but I don't want it taking over the little miniatures that are on there. So I've just been cutting and cutting and cutting the same, just trying to make it really, really tiny. Actually, what it looks like is like oregano, which, I mean, you could probably use and save yourself all those steps. Now I'm going to take my tacky glue and I'm going to cover the bottom with the glue. My paint's not completely dry, but dry enough that I can work around it. And I don't want to get it too close to the edges because I want to be able to put my top on. I'm going to cover the back also so that it's uniform. Then I'm going to just take this and I'm going to sprinkle it and try to get even coverage. And it doesn't even have to be completely covered. It just has to give the feeling of ground. So I'm going to do the rest of this and I'll be back. So this is what we have so far. This is just a sticker and I thought I'd put that in there. Now I'm going to try to make a tree, and how I'm going to do that, I didn't get any of the these berries from Dollar Tree. I have so many, but I don't have fall colors. So I'm going to create my own. So I'm just adding in some branches. And what I'm going to do, once I have all my branches in place, I am going to paint some of them, because this is gold, which I think will look nice, but I'm going to paint some of them with like a burnt orange, maybe a red, just so that it looks more tree-like. So I'm going to cut this, and then we'll add some more. Of course, if you bought the ones from the Dollar Tree, then you can use those. But you're just creating the trunk by, you know, wrapping them together, and then go back and cut the lower beads off. And I keep these, maybe I'll throw them on the bottom so they look like leaves that have fallen on the ground. I think that would look kind of cute. Yeah, I try not to throw anything away, because everything has possibilities. Absolutely. Alright, and we'll do this. And if you really want to get fancy, you could take a little tiny piece and add a branch to a branch. You can take this and have this branch coming off this branch. Right? So cute. Alright, so we can't get too carried away, which I normally do. But, okay, so this is too big already, so I need to cut this down. And now I'm just going to attach it right where that piece of wood is and on the side of the house. So I can glue it here. It'd be nice if you could see it, right? And I'll glue this branch right to the house to give it a little stability. So we'll take this and this, and once that's dry I'll bring it back. Alright, I should have painted these before I put it on. Alright, but I'm going to go get a couple of colors. Okay, so I'm not sure how much of this I actually got, but I hope I can rescue this in footage. But basically, I painted the beads on here, and then these are some of the wood cutouts. I painted the bat silver. The little ghosts are from this, and I just painted it white and cut it out the size that I wanted. And then I added in, I think I'm going to have to glue her in because I think she's going to fall. I glued her in. And then I just added a few branches back here. And now we will put the battery pack for the lights there and cover this. You could decorate by putting a ribbon on the bottom, but I think that looks great just the way it is. So I wanted to make like an apothecary stand, and I'm going to put colored water and different things in each of these jars. So I just picked up some scrap wood. You could definitely get some of this at Dollar Tree. One's a little bit longer than the other, so I'm going to keep it that way, have the top shorter. And then this is another scrap piece of wood, and I figure, alright, these jars are 4 inches, so I think I need to make the stand like 5 inches, even 5.5. What do I think here? This is 4, so 5.5. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to get my I don't know, there's Velcro on here, I'm not sure why, but hopefully we'll bypass that. So I'm going to cut 2 pieces from this. At 5.5 inches. And what I do is cut one and then use that as the measuring, just in case my cutting is off. So in my miter saw, I'm going to cut this. Okay, obviously these come off, so that's a good thing. Before I put this together, I need to drill holes in here. Let me see what this is. This is 11 inches. This is, if you hear that heavy breathing, it's my puppy. She's not a puppy, she's an old lady, but that's her. So this is 10 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. So 5 and 3/8 is the middle. Alright, so I'm going to draw first circle in the middle, like so. Okay, now the middle of that inches wide, so I'm going to do 3/4 of an inch all the way down, and that's where I'm going to put my drill to drill the holes. Here, I think this is the widest I have, and it's not wide enough. Well, I'm going to use it and see how far I get. So I'm just going to switch this out. Put this in there. Actually, I'm going to go do this outside. Well, I'll do one here. But I'm just going to go in the middle of that circle on the line and drill. Yeah, I gotta do this outside. So it really, well, this is where I went down, but it chopped up the wood, because that's because it's layered. It's not real good strong wood, it's just cheap wood. The pieces at Dollar Tree might be more solid, so I think you'll have less problems. The only thing is that my bottles didn't fill the largest bit that I had. Luckily, I had these, and these do fit. I gotta clean this up a little bit. These do fit, like so. But I don't think they're tall enough. Oh, they are. Good. Okay. Great. Alright, so now, what I'm gonna do. Now, I have a lot of different bottles. These are were filled with beads. So, I only have 5, or 6. Oh, do I have 3? Oh, I have just enough. Wait, 2, 4, 6. Yay! Alright, because I was going to use this little test tube that probably had glitter in it. But you can get test tubes anywhere. And, you know, look, if you save your stash, you probably, look in your stash, you probably have beads or glitter or whatnot in containers that you could use. Alright, so what I'm going to do is drill a hole into the wood and then attach screws here and then attach this here. So let me do that. I had a few bruises in here and there. Even though I drilled it, I had to re-drill it, and there's a split in it, but it's fine because it's supposed to be spooky and scary, and that's all good. So I'm going to paint it with this black ink from chalk paint from Waverly, and then I'll come back. Alright, so I was going to fill these with liquid, but I think I'm going to use some Halloween sprinkles because we have so many of them. And they're just so cute. There's little bats and bones and bugs. So, this is by Wilton. So I'm going to take this. And put them in. Perfect. One more. Alright. Put that in. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to fill these up. Alright, so that's what it looks like. But we're going to add a little funk to it. So I'm taking some of these glitter glues that I have, and I'm going to spread them as if it's oozing out of the vials, and it also will cover up some of my mistakes. See, there is a method to my madness. Yeah. So I'm just going to do that, and I'm going to have some down here. You could put moss down here. Yeah, like that. of course you could look online, maybe at Graphics Fairy, and see what they have for labels, and you could like put bat venom or snake poison or whatever you want to use to label these jars. So you could do that too. I think I may have to do that because that would be kind of cool. Although all my other jars are pretty much labeled. I need one more for that edge, but yeah, see, it just gives it a little more bling. Alright, this was from the dollar spot at Target last year. We got it on clearance, and I just fell in love with it, and I wanted to make an apothecary in it. So I'm taking the leftover stick, and we're going to put that in here, and then I'm going to take this, which is a 5-gallon paint stirrer. I'm going to cut it down to size. And we're going to put that in there. As far as the background, now again, there's so many things you could do with this. You could make this a whole diorama too. I mean, that would be an incredible, like with the house. You could use the cutouts from Dollar Tree with the little house and bats and trees and all of that. I was torn because I thought I could do that too. I thought about doing that too. But I'm going with the apothecary. That's what's on my mind. So that's what I'm going to do. So this is a piece of 12 by 12. It is vinyl and it's sticky, which I'm thrilled about. It's going to make it that much easier. So I'm just copying the back, and now we're going to cut this out. So I'm going to cut the wood and paint it black, and I'll be back. So I have my shelves, and I'm going to put hot glue, and I'm going to put a lot of hot glue because I don't care if it oozes out, because I'm going to go around with some funky glitter so that it looks like there is potions dripping in the back. So I don't really care if I have way too much glue on here, because I'm only going to cover it with glitter glue anyway. So I'm putting a very generous amount on here. Get it on the side, that will come off. Doesn't really matter because I'm going to do some stuff on the sides too. Well, maybe one side. But because this thing is metal, the glue comes right off very easily. Which is another reason why I wanted to really do it heavy, because I want to make sure that those shelves don't come down. Alright, now I got to gather up my bottles. As you can see, I have a lot of bottles. I got a lot at the Dollar Tree, and when I empty out glitter, I save the bottles. But if you don't have that, if you know someone who drinks nips, like my Fireball, as you can see, those would make great ones. Of course, these are too big, so that's not going to work. But it is an idea. Alright, so now I have to find bottles that are going to fit. Let's see what we have. Those are not going to fit. But, if you have medicine, if you have, oops, you know, you'd be surprised what you have. I think you can kind of see the bottles that I chose, and what I'm doing is I have this sheet. It came out of this Halloween die cut that we got from, I'm pretty sure this is Michael's, might be Joanne's, but it's from last year. But you know, you can find this stuff, and there's like all die cuts in here. So I'm just taking a little bit of tacky glue, putting it on the back, and putting it on the bottle like that. And then what I'm going to do is just take some elastics and wrap it around so it holds it until it dries. Like that. You know, you got to move it to make sure it's straight. So these are the bottles I'm doing so far. Not all of them are words. This is like a moth, a snake. This is an eyeball. Yeah, so this is a lot of fun. And yet these come with, like this says, rat tails. So I'm just going to cut this little guy right out. And I'm going to take one of the smaller bottles and put the glue on there. So here's all the different bottles. I painted the tops so that they didn't look like pill bottles, and I filled them with glitter, I filled them with beads. I decided not to do the whole water thing, but right now I also decided that I'm going to take this table, I'm going to cut the legs down a little bit, and we're going to make a little workshop down here. So I want to, there's glue everywhere, so I want to take the spooky glitter that we used in the other apothecary and just have it drip as if it's a very sloppy person that works here. And it also will act as more glue for the shelf. So I'm going to have some of this hang down. It's very difficult. Let's see if I can do it with a brush. Yeah, that works a little bit better. This stuff is so pretty. I definitely have to create more with it, but so I want to show you how I kind of covered up the glue, add a little bling, oops, and this is the table. I cut the legs off, I glued a couple of bottles on here, and these are the legs that I cut off, and I actually just sanded them, and I'm going to add a little bit of glue, and I tell you, nothing goes to waste. So I'm just going to make like a couple of other little bottles. So what I'm going to do is take a bead. I just had a bead. Where did it go? I don't think it was this one, but we'll put put this on there so it looks like some kind of a bottle. Yeah. And I have this packet. It is, let's see, it's by Tim Holtz. I think I got it at Joann's, and it's just called Halloween. And it's just a bunch of really vintage pictures, and so I'm going to add some of these to the background, and it's really great because it says the druggist and whatnot, so it'll look like you're going into a apothecary shop. So I'm going to put this guy here, and then I'm going to put the table here. I don't think I have enough room for all these things that I want. So maybe I'll put the druggist there, and the palm underneath that. And it comes in different sizes, but I think that's way too big. Maybe it's not. Yeah, maybe I'll use the bigger one. Oh, but I like the skull and the body. There's so many things I like. Alright, so I'm going to play around with these. I'm going to glue these in, and then I'm going to glue the bottles in. And I'll be back. Alright, so here it is with the bubbles bubbling. I really like that. But I don't like this little empty space here. So in these cutouts that I had, there were bottles. So I cut the tops of the bottles because they look like jars to me. And I also have these stickers. So I took a Jenga block and I painted it black. And now I am going to just glue these to the Jenga block. Like so. I'll put this one here. It's sticky, so that will stay. Oh, actually I should just do this whole block. And now I'm just going to glue that in there. And then this was a cutout also, so I added that. Alright, so I hope you like this. Again, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't become a subscriber. Please give it a thumbs up. Please leave a comment. All of those things really help my channel, and I'm really trying so hard to get this channel to grow. And I need your help. I desperately need your help. So thank you so much. And coming up next, I don't know what I'm going to do. If I'm going to do the decorating first and then the crafts. There'll definitely be a part 2, series part 2 of Halloween. It might be a mixture of Halloween and fall, but so much more to come. Alright, and as we say at Artistry Collaborative, just keep on creating.